Disregard women, acquire currency. Now, I've taken the liberty of rewriting that quote so it applies to how most of us live our lives. Acquire currency to sleep with slutty women. Makes more sense now. But anyways, what is up, mortals? I'm the Attack here, and welcome to another epic versus video. This series where you, the viewer, suggest two topics, mostly sexually related, and I put them up against each other in a fiery pit of death. And by fiery pit of death, I mean I politely go over the pros and cons of each topic, and by the end, decide a winner. Well, not politely, but you guys get the point. Anyways, the two topics we have today are sex versus money. Now, when paired together, sex plus money, it's the ultimate dream. You wake up wearing PJs made of rare Siberian goose feathers, next to Victoria's Secret model, hop in your private jet to the island that you own, and just have sex on the beach all day. But that's not the point of this series. So let's start off this video talking about sex. Now, I gotta stress, the sex we're talking about here isn't your one-night stand, meet a chick at a club, bring them back to your place, and never call them again sex. I'm talking monogamous relationship, one girl, one vagina, one boob. You may be asking yourselves, what, one boob? Dude, Cyclops chicks are hot. You're lying if you say you've never popped a mad hard on when watching an episode of Futurama. It just happens, and that's okay. But I'm kind of hopping off topic here, so sex. Yes, sex is nice, sex is good. It's in our male genes to want it, and being in a relationship, yes, the sex is constant. No more ridiculous pickup lines, no more Q-tips up the tip of the dick because you're scared that random chick you slept with may have had an STD. Because you have the sure thing, a girlfriend who will always be in bed every single night waiting for you. But with that does come some downsides. Being the man, the bringer of food, the provider of the family, you are now obligated to pay for 2 mouths to feed as opposed to 1. It's like you're the daddy hog bringing back a freshly caught fish to the nest, but instead of catching it with your beak for free, you have to pay the drive-thru attendant your hard-earned money so both of you can eat. Going back on point I made in a previous video where I stated why I believe prostitution should be legalized, you gotta look at the situation like this. Yes, you are the one paying for the meal, the money has now been lifted from your bank account and disappeared into fucking Narnia or wherever it goes, but whether it is that night, the following morning, or 2 Saturdays from that date, you will get sex. Because that's how relationships work, and if that's not how your guys' relationships are, you're doing it wrong, bro. So let's give a little recap. Con, you have to pay for dates, food, 72% of the rent, and internet because your girlfriend refuses to pay for a T1 line so you can get host on Call of Duty. And pro, you get sex. Now on to the second topic, Monet. Money is life. It's the reason we all get up in the morning. Some to work our jobs to make the money, others to go to school to better their education, to increase their chances of getting that high-paying job, to help support their dangerous cocaine habits. And for all you granola eating hippies out there that say, bro, I live in the moment, I'm pretty sure that moment's gonna suck ass when you have no roof over your head because all you have in your wallet is a $25 bag of weed and a hemp condom. Now, like I said before, being in a relationship, you will notice your cash flow diminishing, and that's definitely a pro of being a single bro making that IRL Monet. But think of it this way, if you want that female companionship, and by companionship I mean you want a naked woman to perform dirty things with you on an occasion, you'll have to spend some money in order for that to happen. You think any guy can just walk up to a girl without a date, a drink, a gift, and get her to sleep with you? Now, for some of you romantics out there, a little magic pill may do the trick, but you still have to pay for the trick, bro. Now, don't get me wrong, I love money. And when I end my relationship with my ex, I noticed a massive difference in my bank account. But not to sound like a fucking afternoon soap opera actor here, what is the point of having all that money with no one to share it with? I may be biased because I'm just that kind of guy that loves being in a relationship, and for some of you out there, the single life is perfect, but let me tell you, when you find that perfect girl, paying for internet won't seem like such a big deal. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. Would you rather have sex or money? Also, if you want your topics featured in the next versus video, leave me a comment letting me know what 2 topics you want me to discuss. Finally, I would ask so kindly if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up because it really does help my channel grow, and I do have to pay for that T1 internet line all by myself. Seriously, we have a fucking satellite in our backyard and my girlfriend refuses to pay. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm the Attack, and I'm out.
What is up, boys?
What is up, mortals? I'm the Attack here, and welcome to another episode of Laine G PHD, the only series on YouTube that requires you guys to close your door, dim the lights, and make sure your parents are out of hearing range, because I wouldn't want to get you in trouble. Just think of it as if you were watching porn, without the jerking off aspect involved. Actually, I don't know if you guys jerk off to my videos or not, but for the record, I wouldn't be that upset. So anyways, we got some epic emails today. I'm just going to kick it off. Let's get into the first email today from Brandon. He says, "Hey Laine, I'm 16 and in the 10th grade. I've just started going to my bro's house. We went to the same school and we still stay connected over Xbox and such. I personally find Xbox to be a great way to stay connected with your friends, so I completely see what you're saying there." Anyways, he says, "So I just started going to his house to hang out, and he has a sister that I've never met before. After like an hour of the first time I went over, she started getting comfortable around me and basically sitting on my lap. Oh, did I mention she's 13? So I was flirting with her a lot, and she's really cute and fun to be around, especially since I see her every time I go to my bro's house. He jokes around and says it's cool if I date her, but by now it seems like I just go to his house to see her, which is fucking up our bro time. So big question is she too young for me? Will me and my bro be the same if we were to date? Please respond, Laine. Please. Dash Brandon." Now, Brandon, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to talk about this email on the internet. So, guys, if you don't hear from me, if you don't see a video, for a few days, Papa Attack has gone away to jail for a while, and it's all Brandon's fault. But anyways, let's try and get into this. So, first off, she's 13, bro. She's not old enough to know what dating is, other than what she's seen on 90210 and watching Courtney and Kim in New York. I believe even letting her sit on your lap is against the Future Pedophiles of America code. That's just way too young, bro. The fact you are 16, it's only 3 years difference. My girlfriend is 3 years younger than me, but it's a little bit different when you're older. Second thing you gotta look at here is he's a good friend of yours. Like, do you really want to fuck up a friendship just to get a girl that's 13? I gotta keep going back and just stressing 13 years old, and the way I'm saying it is just funny because she's 13, dude. Fucking hell, man. She's way too young for you. And if you don't want to listen to any of my advice and you don't want to go to jail, you got to think of this girl as a nice bottle of wine. And because she's 13, let's not say wine, let's think she's a nice bottle of sparkling apple juice. You got to wait for the tannins in that sparkling juice to mellow. Wait until she's at least 15 or 16, and if your friendship kind of ends by that with your bro, then go for this chick. I promise she'll still be there. But anyways, if you do anything with this girl, I will personally find you, I will come to your house, and I will kill you with my bare hands, because she's 13, bro. Anyways, thanks a lot for the email, and best of luck in this endeavor. Now on to the next email from Andrew. He says, "Hey Laine, my name's Andrew, I'm 18 years old, and I have a problem. A big problem. About 3 months ago, I had a German foreign exchange student stay with me at my house for 3 weeks. It just so happens I got a girl, and it turns out we enjoyed exactly the same things. Not to mention, she's really hot. When there was about a week left, I grew some balls and decided to ask her out on a date. Everything went smoothly, and then she left. We are now in a relationship, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. She lives 7 hours ahead of me, and since she's left, I visited her at Christmas to meet her family. The trip costed me $2,000, but it was worth it. This German chick better be hot. $2,000 is a lot to head over there. But anyways, he says, the last night I was there, she decided to give me a hand job. She didn't want to go any further because she said she's not ready. I think she truly likes me. I think I'm in love with her. I'm still in school though, and so is she. The next time I see her is in June for 3 weeks. Bracket, I'll be leaving with her. End bracket. What do I do until then to make sure the relationship lasts and still has the same air quote spark? That's easy, dude. My first semester of university, my roommate was a German exchange student named Henning von der Faust. Now, it was really hard once he left. I found myself being extremely lonely, but we did, spend a lot of time talking on Skype, sending nudes to each other. I'm just kidding. He broke up with me. But, for your issue, dude, I really don't want to burst your bubble here. I mean, you already dropped 2 G's to go see the chick, so clearly you care about her in a way, but you gotta look at it from this way. You guys only knew each other for the 3 weeks that she was living there. That's like the honeymoon period of your relationship, and the fact that you only dated, a week before she left. You really got to think, how much do you actually know this girl to be celibate, to not, hook up with any other girls in your town that don't live halfway across the fucking country? How worth it is this girl? And I mean, if you guys are planning, to live together on June 3rd and such, then I really don't know what to say here, because clearly you care about this girl, but there's a lot of trust that goes into long distance relationships, and you've only known each other for a short amount of time. My best advice, if you really do want to pursue this relationship, is make sure that you guys have a good schedule, talking over Skype with some face chat, maybe, phoning every day, every second day or so, and see how things go, because you can't really plan a whole relationship. But yeah, dude, long distance relationships are really hard. I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully it works out for you. But thanks for the email, guys. I dropped a sick versus episode earlier today, sex versus money. I think it's pretty hilarious. If you guys want to check it out, there will be a link right on the screen in my recent video. Also, if you guys enjoyed this episode and wouldn't mind leaving me a thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. I just want to thank you guys again so much for listening. The email will be in the description if you guys want to send me any emails. I know a lot of people get confused at what the email is, so I'm going to put it right at the top in the description if you have any questions that you want to ask me, and hopefully I'll read them in an episode. So thank you guys again so much for listening. I love you very, very full homo much. I'm the Attack, and I'm out.
What is up, boys?
What is up, mortals? I'm the Attack here, and the stress of moving is upon us right now. Our house is a whirlwind of boxes and clothing and just junk everywhere. It looks like we've been robbed by G-Quack. And for those of you guys who don't know what a G-Quack is, it's a gay couple without kids. I mean, our headboard for our bed is gone. They took some cleaning supplies, but they managed to leave my Xbox, my TV, my mic, and my computer, so I could do this for you guys. So anyways, I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Laine G PHD. I'm just going to hop right into it. We got some awesome questions today, so let's hit it with the first question from HP. He says, "Hi Laine, I'm 17 years old and I have a thing for ladies' feet." Okay. I always wanted to suck a girl's toes, but people might think I'm kind of abnormal for this. How can I face this situation? Thanks, your brother from another mother. Dude, I'm not judging at all, but that is kind of a weird thing to enjoy doing with females. I will definitely tell you this. When you are on a first date with a girl, or your first time in the bedroom with a girl, I would definitely kind of suppress your urges to lube up her feet and, cover your face with them and have her, cover you and smother you with those toes that you love so much. But anyways, it is a normal thing. People have these weird niches. People have these weird things that they do like, and that doesn't make you any different than anyone else, who needs to cover their partner up with hummus when they're having sexual intercourse. I mean, I'll guarantee you there's a website for that. If you go and check out, hummus fetishes, I will guarantee you there is one where, there is the one partner that needs to cover their other partner in hummus and have sex with them. And like I said, there is a foot fetish website too. I've been to it and I've had nightmares. But anyways, dude, best of luck with this. Just kind of maybe don't bring it up as a first, hi, my name is, so-and-so, and I like feet. Can I touch your feet? Just maybe keep it away from that. But thanks a lot for the email, dude. On to the next email from Haley, from a girl. Awesome. I have girls that watch my videos. According to YouTube analytics, I have 5.6% girls that watch my videos. I really feel bad for that one girl that's only 0.6 of a woman. I wonder what happened to the other 0.4%. But anyways, let's hop into this email. She says, "Hey Laine, I have a problem with this one guy I used to go out with. We started dating in grade 8, but after 7 and a bit months, he broke up with me saying nothing was happening. A month after that, he kept telling me that he wanted me back, but I was on and off about it because when we broke up, he hurt me so badly that I never wanted to see his face again. I tried to forget about him by going out with other guys, but no matter when I did, he kept dragging me back to him. It just wasn't the same as when I was going out with him. All my friends knew that he still liked me, but I just couldn't go back to him even if I tried. I'm in grade 10 now, and I have a loving boyfriend who's made me completely move on, but this guy still won't let go of me, and he tells me that he still loves me. What should I do? I've tried to help him move on, but you know, being a girl, I don't really get how guys' minds function. I really can't take any more of him trying to get me back, so if you could please help me with this, it would be greatly appreciated. Your friend and mortal worshipper, Haley. Alright, Haley, I gotcha. I can kind of feel where you're coming from here. So you're saying this guy's like a bad case of herpes. You know, no matter how much lotion, how much ointment you rub on, he just keeps coming back, and you just want to get rid of him for good. Now, if you saw one of my previous episodes of this series, I said you can always phone up Siri and you can ask her a good place to dump a dead body. But if you want to go the more legal route and really don't want to get put away in jail just for getting rid of some dude, I think the only way you can go about it is have your current boyfriend basically play the alpha male card on this guy. I don't know the size of them, you know, we haven't really compared, you know, bench pressing and such between these two guys, but clearly you telling him before hasn't done anything for him, so maybe he needs to hear it from someone else. So my best advice to you would be get your current boyfriend to get angry, like really piss him off, and then tell him that your ex-boyfriend is trying to hook up with you. And then I think that will be the end-all be-all of this whole situation. So best of luck on that. And you know, hopefully this guy will quit being creepy, because there's a point where it's clingy, and then there's a point where it's just creepy and kind of sad. I think you need to put this guy out of his misery. Anyways, on to the last email today from Alex. He says, "Hey Laine, this is Alex. I'm a junior in high school and I have this problem. Recently, one of my closest friends moved out of state, leaving me with one of her closest girlfriends. Now, me and her girlfriend began talking, and New Year's Eve we kissed under the fireworks, wrapped in a blanket on top of a hill." Sounds like a romantic comedy. He said, "It was magical. No homo. After that, the girl out of state freaks out and tells us to choose between her or each other. I think the girl I've come to like is going to side with the freaky bitch. How do I reason with this crazy girl or convince the girl I kissed to choose me over her? I'd do anything for just a response. Thanks, Laine, and keep impregnating women with your amazing videos. Your bro, Alex." Alright, Alex, so there's a few ways that you can kind of go about this situation to kind of up your chances. I'm going to actually give you a first option that will show you to be the extremely nice guy, and hopefully you just really have to have some trust in this girl that she really does like you. Going to this girl that you kiss and being like, "Listen, I don't want to ruin a friendship, you know, I don't want to ruin your guys' friendship, you know, I don't want to come between you, so if you really want to side with your friend, I think that's the best thing for you." She'll think that you are, you know, just a genuinely great guy, and hopefully, like I said, she'll make a decision, and she'll be like, "Listen," talk to her friend and just say, "I really like this guy, I hope we can still remain friends, but I still want to date him." Or the other thing you can do is just pull her aside and be like, "Listen, I really care about you, I know that you're friends with this girl, but I don't want that to affect our relationship. What we have here is something special." And I think either way of those could go over well. It just depends on what you want to do. So anyways, you know, best of luck with that whole situation, and you know, hopefully the girl chooses you because you seem like a solid bro. Anyways, guys, I gotta get back to packing. You know, my girlfriend's upstairs doing all this packing. I'm downstairs making a video, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna have internet tomorrow, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna post a video. Hopefully I'll have it, because I'm really going to be bored without it. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, if you enjoyed this episode, if you wouldn't mind dropping me a like, it's always greatly appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Monday, depending on my whole internet situation. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm the Attack, and I'm out.
What is up, mortals?
What is up, mortals? I'm the Attacker. Welcome to another episode of Laine G PHD, the web series where you guys send in your questions, your concerns, and your problems, and I try my best to help get you guys acquitted of your rape charges. So anyways, let's start off this video with the first email today from Jan Orden Morsen Hansen. I hope I said that right. He says, hey Laine, I'm a 16-year-old man from Norway. So yeah, let's go right to the problem. I have no problem with talking to girls, that's easy, but when it comes to chatting, well, I get retarded, sad face. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I keep fucking up every time I talk to a girl on Facebook/Skype. Any advice to stop being weird while chatting, question mark? True love from your Norwegian pal. Real name is Jan Odin. Don't try to pronounce it, well I just did, and I think I fucking nailed it. P.S. No homo. Now the title of this email is called Chatting with Norwegian Girls. I don't know if chatting with Norwegian girls is different than Canadian girls or American girls. I know that when I'm talking to girls on Skype or on Facebook, they don't really like when I bring up sexual stuff right off the bat. Now, I don't know exactly what you're doing. And I know, when you get a couple bros together, things can get kind of crazy. You can try and, make chicks take their clothes off, like on chat roulette. But I don't really see a huge problem here. I mean, if you can talk to girls easily in person, I just don't understand why you can't translate your thoughts and use your fingers instead of your mouth to type them via Skype or Facebook and just have a normal conversation with the girl there. Either that or just send her a Sharpie cock pic. She'll be on her fucking knees asking you to marry her in no time. But anyways, best of luck on that situation. Thanks all for the email. On to the next email from William. He says, hey Laine, it's your bro Billy and I'm a freshman in high school. My best pal and I have gone way back since the 4th grade and I've always noticed he was a little ... feminine. He always leaves air quote friendly wall posts on my Facebook page. This is hurting my chance with the girls because sometimes they think I'm gay. He also recently came out of the closet to me and asked to experiment on me. As soon as he asked, I immediately changed the subject because I'm not gay. But now he keeps bringing it up. I want to tell him it's out of the question without damaging our friendship. I don't know what to do, bro. Any advice would be amazing. Billy. Run. And never look back. Run until you get so tired that you want to stop running. And when you have those feelings, keep on fucking running because you're not going back. Run until your feet are raw and blistered and you have to walk on your hands. Because that's a situation that you don't want to have to deal with. I honestly think that Maury would have some pretty solid advice on this situation, but I'm going to do my best. Now, your bro isn't being a solid bro. A bro doesn't go to another bro and be like, bro, would you mind if I used your butt as an experimental tool in in my life situation going on here? No homo. Now, if he's one of those guys that, will come up to you and be like, yo, bro, let me suck your dick, no homo, then it's not gay if you let him do it. But if he's straight up like, let me put my mouth around your penis, man on man style, that's something that you really want to stay away from, because it's not gay if you call no homo, but if you didn't call no homo, then it is full gay. And that's just the way it is, because I don't make the rules here, I just play by them. Final statement for this email is next time your bro asks to experiment on you and doesn't call no homo, run. And keep running. Anyways, thanks for the email and best of luck with that whole situation, Billy. Hopefully you can get it all figured out. Let's hop on to the last email today from Josh. He says, hey Laine, my name is Josh and I have a problem. My sister's been dating this guy for a while. She likes him, he likes her, but here comes the problem. He doesn't like me. Whenever I'm alone with him, he hits me and calls me gay, homo, etc. Goes to my school, so I constantly am getting bullied by him. I don't know what to do. Should I tell my sister or just let this keep happening? Because my sister loves me and will probably break up with him and I don't want her to be unhappy. Thanks, Josh. Alright, Josh, I kind of see where you're coming from here. So, you're saying this guy plays the role of the angel when you guys are around your sister, but every time he gets you alone, he picks on you and then probably denies it to your sister if anything ever comes up. There's only one thing you can do here. Surveillance this guy like you're trying out for CSI fucking Miami. You need to get some dirt on this guy because you don't want to break their relationship up because you care about your sister, but you want this guy to quit being a total douchefuck to you. So you gotta basically do some surveillance, check out something weird, maybe video record something weird that he does, and then show it to him and use it as blackmail. And for some final words of motivation, Josh, every time you hear your sister's door close, they are banging. So just take that, and best of luck. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode and you wouldn't mind leaving me a thumbs up, It's always greatly appreciated, and I love you guys so much for it. And, if you want to send me an email, the email will be in the description. It's lainegphd@hotmail.ca. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm The Attack, and I'm out.
What is up, guys? The Attack is not here, so I feel dirty calling you fellas mortals. So I know I have at least 5 guys watching this video currently asking, who the fuck is this Chonchwagon, and where in the name of Richard Simmons is Laine? Well, if you guys don't know this, Laine is most likely either playing the slots or the sluts, because he's in the fantastic place of Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, guys, but I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. My name is Zach612 or Zach, and Laine asked me to fill in for him, so, lean back, relax, maybe unzip those pants or jean cutoffs. I'm not judging what you wear, and let's get into today's topic. But before we hop in, I have one important question to ask you guys. Are you ready? Nah, but seriously, guys, I want to be telling you a story from my life, about an extremely nuts bananas weekend. So what you guys don't know is that I lost a bunch of weight going into my junior year, and I started getting a lot of attention from the ladies, if you guys know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So there were these 2 girls, and I know you guys are thinking, holy titty milk, CX612, that's 1 for each arm, and to that I say, congratulations, good sir, you can count past 1, but honestly, guys, I thought I was in heaven. If you guys ever made the transition from unappealing to attractive, you notice how many girls truly give a fuck about what you look like. Okay, so there was Christina and Harriet. Now, before you guys get all excited, unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to visit Harriet's Underground Railroad. Okay, that's just fucking terrible. But seriously, guys, let's get a little background on each of these fabulous females. Okay, so I knew Christina for about 2 years, and we had been on and off friends. Just kind of casual, going with the flow. She would come over and just kind of chill like one of the bros. Only difference is that she had sweater kittens and liked to wear makeup. Alright, so I kind of liked this girl when I first met her, She was skinny, cute, nice, and funny, but at the same time, she kind of had the brain power of a retarded chimpanzee. Although that is a turnoff, you really don't give that much of a fuck when you're a fat guy. So basically, I pursued this possible female whilst I was in my Peter Griffin stage. I bet you guys can guess what happened between me and her. Anybody? Oh, shit, fucking nothing. Being fat sucks a huge one. Seriously, you guys, you don't get any action. So I kind of just let our small friendship continue as if I had felt nothing. Okay, time for female number 2. This girl was short, cute, a little funny, skinny, but a little weird, okay? I also met this girl when I was in my Fat Albert stage, so she didn't really give a hint that she had any interest in me whatsoever. So being the pussy McSaddlebags that I was at the time, I blew her off, just kind of accepted her piss poor, boring friendship. So you fellas are sitting there like, wow, that was some useful background information, ZX612. That guy doesn't get the girl twice. Wow, didn't see that coming, shit stain. Whoa, whoa, buddy boo, settle down and whip out the popcorn because the excitement is about to ensue. So I'm coming into my junior year and I have not seen these 2 females for around 3 months. They have no idea I've become a lean, mean, foxy white chocolate machine. So then when the first one spots me, Christina, not the one with the retarded name, and she comes up to me and says, well, Zach, you've lost a lot of weight. You look really cute now. And I was like, whoa, you serious, bro? And she's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, holy shit, people want me in and around their mouths now? Oh my god. And she followed up by asking me out that weekend for a little hangout session, and of course I agreed. So I continued with my day and started realizing that I was actually something girls wanted to look at. The school day comes to an end and I spot my old friend Harriet, okay? I come up to her, greeted her with a nice firm hug. Immediately following this humble embrace, she questioned me with disbelief. Hey, are you Zach? And I'm like, yeah, bro. Did you not realize that I did the whole not gonna be fat thing anymore diet over the summer? And she's like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you look hot. And I'm like, thanks, brohini. We should chill sometime. And she's like, def. And we should definitely go see a movie or get some TGI Fridays up in this bitch. That's totally my joint. And she's like, yeah, why not? So you guys are probably asking, what's the problem, Zach? 2 dates, 1 weekend. Double the action, double the excitement, and double the explosions. Okay, guys, maybe not the explosions. These are both first dates, so settle the fuck down. Initially, there is no problem, okay? I'm just as pumped as you guys would be. So Friday rolls around, and I'm out with Christina at the local Red Robin. Now, me being the huge player I was, I let that bitch order herself some appetizer before the meal. You know, some onion cactus or some shit. I really did not care. It was like $5. Guys, by buying your date an appetizer lets her know you don't fuck around. So the night goes well, we hold hands and, share a little kiss. By the end of the night, she asked me, Zach, do you want to be my boyfriend? And me being the insensitive dick squeeze I was at the time, I said, nah, I'm good. I don't think I want to date anyone right now. And instead of crying or anything, this girl basically stated, hey, if you want, we can do this kind of stuff just as friends. And in my mind, I'm like, holy shit, yes. But I just told her straight up, yeah, I guess that sounds doable. Because guys, you can't let girls know when you're excited. Otherwise, they'll take advantage of you, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be the one cooking and cleaning. Okay, so I came home that night and threw myself down on my bed and fell asleep because I knew I had another big day coming up. So the clock hits 5 on the next day, and in my mind, I'm like, are you ready? And on the outside, I look the fucking part, wearing a classy button-down shirt and some nice jeans. Cause guys, bitches love it when you look like you give a shit. So I head out the door and hop into my 2001 Ford Taurus. Now before you guys start hating on my car, keep in mind I kept that shit in mint condition and it had great mileage. Nah guys, let's be honest here, that car wasn't stopping any shows. So I drove over to her house and picked her up. After she got in the car, her hard-ass father walked over to the car and looked me straight in the eyes and said, don't even think about laying a finger on her. And I'm like, yeah, okay, bro. I'm just taking her out. So we drive out to the local TGI Fridays. We sit down, and of course, I offer to get her an appetizer like a fucking boss. She declines and says, I'm not that hungry, don't worry. And I'm like, sweet, offered an appetizer. She says no, I save money, and my swagger. Okay, guys, I cannot say swagger. That's just stupid. I mean my awesomeness, because that's obviously better. So we are finishing up our meal, and she accidentally spills some barbecue sauce on her shirt. Now, most guys would be like, oh, whatever, man, screw it. But no, this girl goes to the bathroom and scrubs her goddamn shirt for 20 minutes. So I pay the bill and continue to wait for her stupid ass. She finishes up, and she is not content with the results of her Tide to Go pen. So once we got in the car, she decided to take that shirt off because she stated that she was feeling a little dirty. And I'm like, okay, whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do. So basically, I'm driving down the highway at around 10 p.m. with a girl in the passenger seat with just her bra on, looking like a boss and a half. So we pull into her driveway, and she decides to give me a little makeout session. To my dismay, here comes her dick of a dad hauling ass towards the car with a broom raised above his head. Like, seriously, who the fuck attacks with a broom? Seriously, what a hard ass. She jumps out of the car and runs into the house. I start backing out of the driveway as the dad begins to chase me. All I can hear is, you dirty son of a bitch, you touch my daughter one more time and I'll ring you by the gosh darn neck. So, I drove away as fast as possible, but this cockwedge was running full speed up the street at me, still brandishing the broom above his head. But come on, guys, car beats jackass 10-1. So I get home once again, super successful night, getting that lady action every growing boy desires. So the next day, I don't have a day plan, but I had a little party I needed to attend. Now, this little shindig was for band. Now, before you guys leave a comment below saying, you probably played the rusty trombone, settle down your shit, guys. Band people represent. Seriously, our band kind of sucked, but we would have won best looking band all 4 years. I mean, believe me, it was really good looking people there. So it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm getting some rest when my goddamn phone starts ringing. I pick it up, and to my surprise, it's Harriet, and she's sobbing. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, I'm scared. I'm like, yeah, buddy, what's going on? She's like, it's dark and I'm all alone. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. Just close your eyes and go back to sleep. And she's like, no, you're the only person I can talk to. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? I barely know this bitch. I'm like, why don't you call one of your friends? I'm actually busy at the moment and cannot talk. And she's like, you're all that I need. And at this point, I freaked out and came up with some BS excuse and got my ass off that phone. Guys, if a female ever says you're the only one she can talk to and you barely know her, head for the fucking hills. This bitch just moved into crazy town. So I just blew the call off and fell back asleep. The next day I kept thinking about it, but kind of disregarded it and thought of maybe as a one-time thing. So I got ready for the party, got my shirt on, my pants on, basically everything normal people wear, and I headed out. Once I arrived, I am greeted by my bros. Let's call them John and Mike. We do a little bro handshake and I start telling them about my weekend. halfway through my story, female number 1 walks right through the door of the occasion and makes eye contact with me. And you know, being the ass face I was at the time, I looked away and continued on with my story. I finish up and I've been at the party for around 45 minutes now. Finally, female number 2 walks through the fucking door. Remember which one is which. Female 1 is the dumbass and female 2 is the weirdo. Got it? Alright, perfect, sweet. So she enters and makes eye contact with me as well. At this point, things are getting a little awkward, so I look down at my phone and then I realize I have 10 missed texts from both girls. They both want to sit together and talk. So, you know, I inform my friend John. He begins to laugh his ass off. So I decide, you know, I'll go sit with the dumbass first. So I sit down next to her and begin chatting. After a while, she gets a little frisky and puts her hand on my leg and begins moving it up slowly. Then, out of nowhere, female number 2 sits down on my other side and begins chatting with me. So I'm fucking surrounded. Both females have no idea that I did things with both of them. So I try to keep the conversation a little light, you know, between them. And when female 2 also puts her hand on my leg, shit started going to the fan. At this point, I'm freaking my shit out. The only other person to notice this shit was my friend John, who was standing behind me, gesturing to both of them, you know, being a dick face, asking, you know, which one are you gonna pick? And I'm like, dude, fucking neither. And then both of them suddenly touched hands, and my friend realizes it and starts laughing his ass off, and both females spring up and run out of the room embarrassed. I had not done anything. They initiated everything. I'm thinking, oh god, I fucked both things up I had. But then following that evening, each girl gave me an ultimatum, me or her, and when I say that I mean like referring to each other, and I chose option 3. Neither. When you guys are picking out girls, make sure they aren't dumb, weird, or have fucking crazy fathers, and never cheat. Just let them know you don't want to date, because if you aren't dating, it's not cheating. Oh, and remember, bitches love appetizers. Hopefully you guys like this little story. This has been ZX612 filling in for I Am The Attack. Don't worry, fellas, he will be back soon. And if you guys enjoyed this little commentary, you know, please check out my channel for more laughs. Peace the fuck out.
Hopefully Laine is making it rain on the roulette table, winning chinchilla coats for all of us. But until then, he was like, yo, throw down one of your versus videos on my channel, bro. And I was like, alright. So without further ado, here we go. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is DavidBrownTV, and do you know what I like? Prawns. If you've never tried prawns for some reason, because maybe you're afraid of creatures from the sea, or maybe creatures from the sea with creepy little legs and eyes and googly eyes and antennas and shit, you should try them. They're absolutely delicious. So here we go with the first one, and this was brought to you by Super Galaxy 95, and he chose masturbating versus a mediocre chick that's slightly under your standards doing sexual things to you. And there's definitely pros and cons to each one. So I'm going to go into a little bit of depth for each one. So first, let's go and start off with masturbating. So if you've never masturbated, don't lie unless you're maybe watching this and you're like 4 years old. Then cover your eyes, child. Cover your eyes. And your ears, of course. That would probably make more sense, because the Call of Duty footage is only rated 18A. Oh, actually, I don't know. Is it rated 18A? That doesn't really matter. We're getting off topic. So, pros to masturbating. One, as long as you're in a private area, you can do it whenever you want, and you can do it quickly. Although, if you are in a private area, there always still is the off chance that you get caught. Maybe your mom or dad walks in, and then you're like slapping it. You're like, oh shit, about to come over Kim Kardashian's face, and then your mom walks in. She's like, oh my god, and basically you'll never be able to look at your mom the same way again. Whereas if you were hooking up with the girl and you were just smacking that ass and just pounding it from behind and she walked in, at least she knows that she's gonna get grandchildren later on. Whereas if you were just jerking your chick and going blah, 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 jerking it, and she's like, ah shit, I'm not ever gonna be a grandmother. Well, that's a con right there. So con number one, can't make grandchildren by just jerking off. However, there's also cons to hooking up with a girl that doesn't meet your standards. One, it doesn't make you feel that good about yourself. You're like, oh yeah, I totally banged that chick, but then you look at her Facebook profile pictures and you start creeping your other photos and you're like, fuck, I am never gonna tell any of my friends about this. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've actually hooked up with quite a few girls where I'm like, ugh, after hooking up with them, I was like, fuck that. Never gonna show any of my friends what that chick looked like. She was only a fucking 5.5. What the hell was I thinking? Well, likely I was probably really drunk at the time, or just really fucking horny. And before I get on to about masturbation versus hooking up with the girl that's slightly not up to your standards, I want to put out a thing which is probably the biggest argument for why you should just hook up with girls that are slightly under your standard, and that's because practice makes perfect. It's a truth story, basically. The more you practice, the better you're going to become at things. So if all you do is spend your time just wanking yourself off, who knows, you might become the ultimate grandmaster of masturbating. I'm not exactly sure where that is actually like usable in life. Maybe if you get a role as the guy who masturbates in a movie, you might be able to pull off the best masturbation scene of all time. But other than that, really, masturbating is just so that you can fucking let that shit loose. Maybe you were thinking about some girl in your class later on. What am I talking about? Beforehand, you're like, oh damn, who's that chick? Kate? Oh yeah, Kate, I would totally bang Kate. And then you're like, fuck, I can't bang Kate. So then you're at home and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna bang Kate in my fucking head right now. Boom, 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 boom. Kate, fuck you, bitch, you just got splooshed, motherfucker. So that would be a reason why to masturbate, because sometimes you just can't hook up with the girl. Maybe she's married, maybe she's got a boyfriend, maybe she's a lesbian, maybe you just don't have the confidence to go up to her because she's so fucking hot. Who knows? But if that's the reason, you should always make the approach, and because maybe you fail, maybe you don't, but you'll never know the answer. But getting back to the point, practice makes perfect. If you never have sex and all you do is masturbate throughout the day violently, you're just like masturbating all the time, and you never have sex, well, what happens when you meet a girl that you really like and is highly above your standards, and then all of a sudden you have to whip out your dick and you just don't know what to do? Whereas maybe you banged a couple 5, 6s and whatever, and then you get your practice game on, and then by the time you work up to hitting on and banging this really hot chick, you're just like, yeah, what you want, bitch? I may have fucked a few 5s and 6s, but look at me now. Bet you're loving this shit. And do you know what she's gonna say? Oh yeah, loving this shit. Thank God you weren't masturbating the entire time, because I don't want to watch you masturbate. No, hit this shit, bitch. And that's basically it. So, verdict, I would rather hook up with a slightly unattractive girl when it comes to my standards, because practice makes perfect, and as long as you practice safe sex, fuck it. Just get it in, boys. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and make sure to go ham on the like and favorites on this video, because you never know how much money Laine could have lost in Vegas, so this video could help him out a ton. Alright guys, thanks. Peace.
SOPA and Pippa's here. SOPA,
SOPA and Pippa's here and it's in effect, spreading like the plague, trying to take away our internet. Every single day a fight for a right, so now we need to get pissed. So we better stop it fast, or else we're gonna get dissed. Protest it, cause SOPA's bad, and Pippa's real bad, cause SOPA's bad, and Pippa's real bad.
Help us stop SOPA. Protest it good. Real good.
What is up, bros?
What is up, mortals? I'm the Attack here, and welcome to another episode of Nothing. This is not a serious video. However, in fact, it is a tale. One of the most embarrassing proportions. I would put it right up there in the ranks of one, pumping my college girlfriend and getting caught by my preschool teacher while I was giving my female classmates a little biology lesson on the male anatomy in my birthday suit, if you know what I'm saying. It was one of those moments that you will not forget until the day you die. On your deathbed, you will still be regretting this most embarrassing of moments. So I thought, why not tell it on my YouTube channel for the world to see? So as some of you guys may know, I grew up in a small town. Now, small is a word that doesn't even begin to describe the size of this town. And before you guys give your own opinions on small, yeah, I live in a town of only 30,000 people. That's real small. No, my town, let me give you a little bit of an explanation. A busy Saturday afternoon subway lineup had a bigger population than my town. My town was a 3-hour boat ride into the middle of fucking nowhere island and had a population of 224 people. Nobody locked their doors. Nobody was scared anyone was gonna rape them, because you would know who raped you. You would just have a feeling for who raped you because you knew everybody so well in that town. And that's something that was, I guess, okay. It was nice to be brought up in a little, polygamous community, if you will. That's not what it was, but, the size of it and the way it kind of was set up, it did kind of feel like a little cult that we were in. And maybe that's why I'm fucking weird nowadays. But anyways, like I said, it was pretty cool. But on the other hand, growing up in such a small place, you're not really preparing yourself for the world. And when we moved out when I was 10 years old, it was a freaking shock to move to a town with more than one grocery store, more than one gas station, and more than one bangable girl in your class. So on that note, yes, I did live in a small town. And yes, there was only one bangable girl in my class. And yes, I did bang her. Well, I didn't actually bang her, we made out. That's not true either. We kissed once. Okay? She pecked me on the lips. But it was lovely. It was wonderful. It was a moment of rejoice. The most exciting 0.4 seconds I've ever had in the world. Now on to the part of the story that made everything so difficult. Yes, this girl was beautiful. She had all of her adult teeth. I believe at that time having adult teeth was an extreme turn on for guys. Yo girl, what teeth you munching with, babe? I don't know, but anyways, the problem was my best friend was her brother. Yes, the old banging your best friend's sister scenario applied to me at that age, and it was something really hard to get around, because every time I wanted to hang out with her, he was around, and he kind of felt that, we were hanging out as three as opposed to me hanging out with her and him kind of joining in. So what I had to do was I had to make more play dates with my bro so that I could hang out with his sister, so I could spend more time with her, so I could get to know her a little bit more. And the great thing was, he was extremely happy with me doing this because he thought I was doing it just to make his sister feel included, just to be nice to him. But that wasn't the case whatsoever. I just wanted to touch her boobs. So anyways, on this particular night, the night that these embarrassing moments had transpired, this was my last night in that town. My family was moving out the following morning, and I figured, hey, why not hang out with my best friend and his sister? Let's leave this town with a bang. So I went over to their house expecting a fun-filled night of maybe some Sega Genesis games, possibly some Karate Kid movies, and maybe 10 to 15 minutes of some other cardiovascular-based things, if the brother decided to leave the room. But anyways, I did get my cardio in. Instead of playing Sega Genesis right off the bat, we decided to go outside. Let's finish this with a bang. Like I said before, play some Nicky Nicky Nine Door. Let's annoy the fuck out of all of our neighbors. Now, this is kind of where the story begins. The embarrassing turn of events happens. So we got a bunch of our neighbors off the bat, ended up pissing a lot of people off. We're hiding behind the bushes, listening to them scream and yell, "You little hooligan kids, get back here!" And then on this last house that we decided to do for the night, I'm going to tell you a little bit of backstory here, guys. I was a husky kid at this point. I was a chubby kid. I was a little bit above the normal weight class. So anyways, when I hit this particular doorbell and turn around to scamper my little fat ass away, the husband of the house was right there to grab me off of the ground and bring me into the house. He gave me a lecture on why it's rude to wake your neighbors at that late of an hour, and he ended up calling my parents. So my parents wanted to come pick me up, and I said, listen, Mom and Dad, you know, I really want to spend time with my friends on my last night in town. They said, okay, fine, just behave yourself and we'll give you this one. We'll talk about it in the morning. And you guys are probably thinking, wow, Laine, cool story, bro. You got caught knocking on one of your neighbor's doors and he punished you for it. Well, let me tell you, my friends, the story does not end here. So we headed back to the house, and we were just sitting there hanging out, watching some movies, watching TV, playing some video games, and my friend had gone upstairs to grab us some food. And at this moment, I thought, this is my chance. I probably will never see this girl ever again in my life. I really need to make a move for her. I need to show her how I feel about her and maybe get a nice kiss in before I leave town. So she was sitting on the guest bed that they had downstairs, and for some reason, and I don't know why, still to this point in my life, I don't know why I performed this next step. I did a sort of slow-mo running type maneuver and went to go and jump on the bed to add a little bit of sexy flair. The only problem is, like I said, I was a husky kid, and the second that my body hit that bed, the leg snapped from underneath it and the bed frame broke. And let me tell you guys, that bed frame did not have a silencer attached. When that thing snapped, the fucking neighbors heard it, and her parents came running down, and in a split second of panic, the girl grabbed a basketball that was downstairs and put it underneath the bed to make it look as if it hadn't broken. And she saved my life, guys, because her parents were so strict they probably would have decapitated me right on the spot. So after we kind of cleared everything up, the girl came up to me and asked me, why were you jumping on the bed? Like, what were you trying to do? And I said, listen, I really like you and I was trying to kiss you. And her reaction will haunt my dreams forever. She burst out laughing, and not the kind of laughing like when you're watching a Dane Cook comedy and you're laughing just because you feel sorry for him. I'm talking watching the first 4 seasons of How I Met Your Mother. The next 3 really were not up to par, but she burst out laughing and said, you are my brother's best friend. How could I ever kiss you? Plus I like this other guy. And I was like, bitch, I broke a bed for you. That's love. So after she'd stomped all over my heart, we kind of talked about it and figured it wouldn't have been a good idea anyway. So her brother came back downstairs, we started hanging out, and all 3 of us fell asleep in the same bed. And when I woke up to a drenched pair of pajamas. I pissed all over myself, all over the bed, all over my best friend, and all over his sister. Try hiding that with a basketball. I gotta say, it was one of my most awkward goodbyes ever, and I haven't talked to either of them since. But anyways, guys, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a thumbs up, because it really helps my penis grow, my channel grow, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, stay tuned for some more content. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm The Attack, and I'm out. What is on the most upward of directions, mortals? I'm The Attack here, and welcome back to another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay / commentary. Today, I'm going to be playing the map. I don't know what it's called. It's got some buildings, it's got some indoorsy type stuff, and it's got some broken down junkyard vehicles in the middle. So that's pretty much all I can tell you. And I'm going to be playing the game type. I also don't know what it's called. It's some sort of Mary Poppins magical wonderland of, you know, care packages down the rabbit hole. And what I'm going to be doing, and you can see right there, that guy clearly had the aimbot loading. What I'm going to be doing is taking you through the mind of a player, because I understand that, you know, people's self-worth is basically proven by their skill at Call of Duty. or so that's what I've become to believe by playing online. And you know, I figured I would try and help you guys become the best Call of Duty player that you can become. And the best way I can do that is to, you know, show you my routes, my angles, the way that I go about things, and basically give you guys a better, you know, understanding of the game, an understanding of your body, and how to play. And you can see right there, I picked up another double kill. And then right here, I get shot in the back, and you guys are probably thinking that was my fault for not looking around. You know, I don't like to blame other people. I don't like to get too, you know, blame-adocious here, but my teammate, I believe, should have been covering me there. You know, I was calling for him, and he didn't show up. So another little tip for you guys when playing Call of Duty: try and be the best teammate that you can be. It'll make for a better gaming experience for the whole lobby. Try and imagine it like the Miami Heat. You got Chris Bosh, you got Dwayne Wade, you got LeBron. Who am I kidding? You guys really don't care about sports. This is a sport in its own, and I believe, you know, with some time, in a few years, we can see Call of Duty as an Olympic sport. And again, right there, as you can see, I pick up the double kill with the trip feed. You know, getting taken away by my teammate because he's selfish and decides to kill someone else to screw up my feed. So I decided to pick up this gun. I don't know what this gun is called as well. And I figured let's do pretty good with it. It has the laser pointer sight on it. But again, my teammate's not covering me from the left side there, so I get taken out. I decided to push back in right away, and this game was really laggy. So as you can see, my shots aren't even registering. You know, I'm putting countless bullets in them, and again, you know, people who use that death streak, you know, I have respect for them. You know, they're taking themselves out and they're taking the other player out. I believe that is one of the biggest, you know, team moves that you can ask for. You know, you go 1 for 1, you know, taking one for the team. And I'm really glad that Robert Bowling decided to put that in there. So right here, as you guys can see, I'm just covering the place that says defend. You know, putting some shots in players from the outside and getting taken out a few times here. So I'm getting a little bit frustrated. And I decide to, you know, take him from the front here, see if I can do a forward assault. And I get caught from someone playing very, you know, he was securing the staircase there. He wasn't camping at all. He was playing great. So I decided to take him from the rear. I decided to, you know, open them up from behind and end up taking out a couple guys here. This guy had attack insert, also a very skilled maneuver. You know, it's something great for, you know, how to play these type of game types. And onward with the assault from the rear, take out a couple more guys, and I'm just kind of clearing them out of here, trying to get my teammates some extra points. We are absolutely destroying the enemy team right now, and you know, it is all due to me running around and slaying, and not necessarily going for the hill time. So yes, I understand people get frustrated with their teammates if they're not playing the objective, and yes, people do get frustrated with me, but my response to that is, you know, we're gonna win if the whole enemy team is dead. Now right here, it was an Osprey Gunner care package. I got blown up by it, and you know, I don't like to blame other people, like I said before, but it was definitely my teammates' fault for not, you know, telling me that that was a hacked care package. Right here, I see about 47 of them, and you know, look at this lag. I put about 600 bullets from them, and some sort of magical machine from the sky takes me out. So I'm going back for the revenge kill. And right here, as you can see, I take out the sniper and pick up his sniper because I figure, you know, I'm doing well enough with my gun. Let's try something new. Let's try something new, something improved, and see if I can get a few quick kills with it. Now, we're still leading pretty good, and I'm just kind of moseying around the hill here, picking up another double kill. That's like the 7th of this game. And right there, the guy had the terrorism death streak again. So you can see, like, it's just, it kind of does suck beating people so bad when you can see them playing so well and being such team-oriented players. You know, every time I kill him, it's just like, man, he is trying to kill me with that death streak. You know, he's trying to you know, do a nice play for his teammate. So it just kind of hurts me inside sometimes to kill people like that. But ended up winning the game here. Put up a pretty amazing score for my team. You know, I was out there to help them win. And let's take a look at this game-winning fast zoom by my buddy Dave. That's pure skill. Like, you can't even breed that type of skill. But anyways, 42-10 final score. I hope you enjoyed. Like, favorite, Favorite, like and favorite, favorite and like. Okay, guys, thanks. Goodbye.
What is up, bros?
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mrs. Attack MD. It's been a while since I've been doing some videos for you guys. So Laine was being a gay faggot, and he told me to do some. He picked out some emails that are a little on the sexy side, so I'm going to call this Slut Edition. Okay, so on to the first email from Bob. Sup dude, I recently got into your vids and they are great, and since I have a problem of my own, I figured I'd send it in. So earlier this year, I dated this girl who's the biggest slut ever. Every night she would make me tell her crazy fantasy stories of us doing it, and it got out of hand. She sent me nude pics, but the catch was I had to send her some first. So being horny as I was, I went to Google, found some long schlong, took a pic, and sent it to her. My friends the next day went through my phone, found the pics, and told some people. Now you may think my friends are assholes, but they didn't mean to tell the people. Now, people at school think my ex is a slut, and everyone makes fun of her. I want to make it up to her, but I don't know how. Well, first off, I'd like to know how your friends accidentally told people, because that just doesn't happen. Second off, yeah, if she's a slut, there's not much you can do. I mean, you could try and ignore the situation, but if she's doing that other stuff, especially with other dudes, she's going to have a reputation. That's something that girls have to watch out for. It's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's hers. So, Bob, I'm really sorry, but I really wish there was something that you could do. The best I could think of is just apologizing to her. There's not much else that can happen because, you know, stuff like that happens. Girls have reputations, and it's not really going to do much help to change anything. Now on to the next email. Hey bro, so here's the deal. I'm 13 and have never had any sort of sex. There's this girl who's staying with me for over 10 days, who's hot. We're not related, just old friends, and don't hang out anymore. She hasn't had sex either because she told me. What I'm asking is how to ask her to give me a blowjob. But if she's staying over for one day, I want her to please me more than once. So how to ask the first time and then repeatedly. Thanks, Kyle. Okay, Kyle. Well, you are 13. I personally would say that's a little bit young, especially if she's the same age. But I mean, things happen. People do stuff at a young age. But you don't ask for it. You never ask a girl, hey, you want to give me a blowjob? You wanna do something? No. I'm sorry, bro. No asking. If a girl wants to do it, then fine. It can be her own thing. If you guys are kissing, get heated in the moment, yeah, whatever. But you don't ask a girl to give a blowjob. You don't ask a girl for sex. It's just rude. You're not gonna get anywhere with that. Okay? So, I don't know, maybe cuddle up with her on the couch, watch a movie, kiss her, something like that. Do something nice. Don't ask. Okay, thanks Kyle for the email. Now on to our last email from Marcus. Well, me and my girlfriend have been going out for a few weeks now. Before, she would always talk about how different she was and what her old friends influenced her to do. There is a 2-year difference between me and her. I'm 16 and she's 14, and she has sort of done more than what I have. She's already gone to third base with guys, but she's changed now. My feelings are pretty strong for her now, but I don't know how to deal with it. When I talk to her, I think about what she's done in the past. She's mentioned that she wants me, but it feels a bit early in our relationship. What do you think I should do? Thanks, your bro Marcus. Okay, Marcus, well, you guys have only been going out for a few weeks. If what you're trying to say is that you want things to happen now, she just really might not be ready. Even what she's done in the past might not influence that. If a girl doesn't want to keep a reputation and she doesn't want to have people think she's a slut, then she's probably going to want to wait. So you can't blame her. If you're having troubles with the thought that she's done other stuff with guys, you know what, dude? It's in the past. Like, stuff happens. Girls do stuff. Guys do stuff. And you can't change what's already happened. The best thing is to just ignore it. Like, who wants to sit there and dwell on the fact that their girlfriend's been with another guy? Like, just don't think about it. And again, if she's just not ready, you gotta wait. Give her some time. Especially if you do have feelings for this girl, you don't want to scare her off or chase her away by pressuring her into anything. So that's the best advice I can give you. Thanks for sending in the emails, guys. Like and favorite this video if you want to hear more. Sorry for my rage on Kyle in the past email, but dude, don't ask. Have a great day, guys. Mrs. Attack, and I'm out.